Oh
He's
my
messy.
goodness.
He's
I,
messy.
I told you this. I told you my cousin buddy was
he's,
coming. I told you I gave y'all
he's,
warning. I gave you
he's
warning.
this Michael Thomas that we got. I'm pretty as far as being that weapon that's built somewhere on the level of what Robert Meacham or Marcus Colston built. He's an up and comer. Just he's an up and comer. He's gonna make some mistakes, but I like what I see thus far. And Brandon Cooks and Willie Snead, I mean, I have no complaints there. They've proven themselves a long time ago as for what they can do. So I have no complaints there. Offensive line, it's still kind of a little shaky, but they show up when they need to show up, and of course, sometimes it's like, what's going on? But again, I'm why it falls into that C, that high C, low B area is probably mostly on how the whole running game is going, and maybe we should stick a little bit more with the hot hand rather than the tandem, because to me it seems like the tandem's not working. But we giving a college try. But like I said, there's some people that are on milk cartons. There are some people that are just really hungry, and there's some people that might need to start going with the old Raiders deal and using some stickers. And that's all I have to say.
All right. Do you think, Sharita, that what do you think, Diva, the future is for Mark Ingram with the Saints?
I told you how I felt about that on Wednesday night too. How many running backs that we had that you see them and then they're gone. They like whether they were the best at the moment or whatever. If you just continually have that one little mess up or that one little pet peeve that the boss man don't like, he ships you out. And as far as his future, like I said, I don't know. Depending on how the later half of the season goes, he might be Mike Bell.
What do you think about the future for Marcus Murphy, and why we're not getting a chance to see him back returning punts or kickoffs, or even an opportunity for him to play on offense?
I don't know. Maybe they've seen something. Maybe they've seen something, or they see something in practices that we necessarily don't see. On the other side of not just actual, big lights, prime time in the game. Maybe they see something. Maybe they're picking up on something and starting to see something with some of these people that they're choosing, signing, or whatever's going on with it. That is just like, I don't like what I'm seeing there. So maybe that's not. Maybe I shouldn't pull the trigger on it just yet. So I mean, who was the other little dude? Lee was his name. Last name Lee.
Tommy Lee.
Daniel Lasco.
Whoever the one was that ran and ran like he stole something.
Tommy Lee Lewis.
That's one. Why are we seeing a whole lot more of him? Is my question. I
stated that too. I thought that he should play a little more on the offense and see what he could do also, because I know he's the fourth receiver, but I agree with you. I would like to also see a little more time.
I would really like to see, like, if you would just. He reminds me of what's the little one. A couple of years ago, the Texans signed him his rookie year. He came out of LSU, and because the Texans, I think he got scared. He had nerves his first season. The Texans signed him Trenton Holiday. He reminds me of a Trenton Holiday, but he had the opportunity. When he got the opportunity, he did what he needed to do. That's the only difference. But he's not getting the opportunity. Trenton Holiday got all the opportunities in the world, and when the Texans got tired of him, they sent him elsewhere, and he went to where? Denver.
Denver, right.
And acted a fool. So That's my question. Certain people that we have seen, we haven't seen a lot of.
And that's, man, Diva, you bring a good point, because a guy like Marcus Murphy as well, you've got to see something out of him in order to give a fair evaluation on whether or not the guy can be able to play in the league or not. But right. If you keep him inactive most of his time being with the club, how do you actually know? And, I asked Coach Rick Gailey the question, why don't we see more of Murphy? Is there anything that's behind the scenes that came his way? He said, Kyle, I just don't know. The only thing I can only suspect is that the Saints do not trust him. So why do you have a guy still on your roster you don't trust?
You don't trust, right? Why? And that's a big issue that I have. That's one of the biggest issues I have with this team is at the level that we waste money on people. We waste money on people that we're wasting money currently on people that don't even play for us. Some people that ain't even playing nowhere at all are still getting paychecks. And we wasted money, and why hold on to something if you don't feel comfortable and you're not using somebody? I mean, let them go, because that's again dead money. Even though if he is here, what good is he to you? What's the point of cutting? I've never known any business that wants to continue to pay somebody if they're not
producing.
There to do the job they're supposed to do.
Exactly. He has to produce. And another thing, man, you don't see guys producing, but you keep them out there. That's what's so strange.
Right. That's another problem we have.
And I think what concerns me is that, yes, I know last year Marcus Murphy had 2 fumbles, but you never even gave him an opportunity to start the year at all. And he was the number 1 offensive player, and then Tommy Lewis in preseason, and you never even gave him a chance at all. And I think what we're dealing with here, Diva and KT, is the situation where sometimes Coach Sean Payton does not forgive. He does not forgive because you're not putting out. Tommy Lee Lewis really should be getting more shots at wide receiver than Brandon Coleman, but you have not given him a chance because he has better hands than Coleman. And then Marcus Murphy should really be back there in the kickoff game and in the punting game. And I know a lot of times it's the amount of players you need for special teams and stuff that wind up being active versus inactive. But you've got to give this young man, you've got to admit, every time this young man, most of the times last year we touched the ball, we were holding our breath because he was either this close to breaking it or he broke it, or made a key play. And, sometimes you just have to work out the kinks because I believe there's a talent sitting on the side of the bench and just rotting.
Yeah,
and
but
I
agree with you. I'm sorry, Professor, but one of those fumbles was recovered, and that fumble that he did have put us in position to win that game against the Giants.
That's right. Absolutely, because he returned that ball across midfield. Absolutely. So, just like even, so I just would like to see the young fella give it a chance. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, Who Dat Nation, the second half of the season. Well, not for the second half because we still have 9 games. The second half is not really until after this game. But we'll be keeping an eye on what happens with Marcus Murphy. We'll keep an eye on, as Diva alluded to, what happens with Mark Ingram. We're going to keep an eye on this second half. Will Brandon Coleman improve, or will Tommy Lee Lewis be given a chance, as Diva alluded to also? So we're going to keep an eye. Will Kobe Fleener be more, and Josh Hill? These are all the questions we're going to be watching for improvement from these key players. If we can get contributions from all of these key players in some form or facet, as well as Travaris Cadet, you have an offense that could easily start putting up 38 to 40 points a game. So we're going to keep an eye on the continuity and what happens in the next 9 games in this area. We're going to take a brief moment as I do this commercial break. Hey, guys, do you guys know that the Saints News Radio is available in app format for any of you that would like to download on your Android or your iPhone to get all your comprehensive Saints News and listen to the broadcast that you may have missed? Why not download our Saints News app on your mobile devices? Available on Android as well as the iPhone. That is the Saints News app. Many of you are on the go, in your car, at work, you're busy, you don't have time to carry a desktop. So download the app on your tablets and mobile device, and you can have 24/7 Saints News information. And hey, don't forget, also check us out on social media at Facebook, Saints News, Twitter, Saints News, go out to Periscope, Saints News, Instagram, Saints News. We're out there on social media. So go out there, give us your comments, your feedback, what you like about the Saints, what you don't like, and we will talk to you and correspond with you about Saints issues, Saints discussions. We enjoy the discussions through that nation. Let's just keep them clean, and let's just keep them fact-based and truth-based. Okay? So check us out on social media, and check us out by downloading the Saints News app. All right? What you waiting for? It's free. Get on out there and download that app. You know you need to know what's going on with the Saints 24/7. All right, we are back. My co-host tonight is my sister, my little sister, my cut buddy, Sarita Diva Baptiste is sitting on the mic with us. And then I got the head, of course, I have the head almighty, Octagon himself, Mr. Kyle Trevor Mosley. KT is on the mic with us also. We're just having a little fun on this Friday night. I know y'all getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting your turkey, your dresses. Some of y'all already doing Christmas shopping. So I know it's the holiday season. So it's a Friday night. Everybody is getting ready, and we're in for the next 2 months, all the way through New Year's. We pretty much in the United States in celebratory mode. All right, Diva, let's tackle the defense. I'm gonna start first with the defensive. I gotta be honest. I'm just not that happy with this defensive line. Cam Jordan had a great game against Seattle, but the consistency, didn't hear much of Nick Fairley in this game. I'm not sure what's going on.
That's a great thing. That's a great thing, not hearing much from Nick Fairley. I was like, what is we'll touch base on him, but that's a great. Like I thought about that after this last game. I was just like, wow.
But I was
one name we didn't get no penalty, and there's a particular name that he heard.
I was hoping, Diva, that he was the good thing we would hear about him with the sack, because he is our leading sacker at this time. John Jenkins, Tyler Davis, I'm not quite sure what's going on with John Jenkins and Tyler Davis. I don't even know. Maybe Kyle can help. What happened to the 4th-round draft pick, David O. from Canada?
Well, he was in the game.
Nah,
he's been coming in every now and then. He's put a couple of pressures on quarterbacks, but he's never gotten to the sack yet. So he's only been in, I believe, less than 15% of the plays.
And Darryl Tapp is coming in. He's making a play here or there. I really just need more from these guys. I need more.
You need more, and I appreciate it. But in one person, he's doing a little bit too much. Like, I understand you the leading tackler, but some of them moves you using are moves that they taught in self-defense after 9/11. Like, there's a difference between the tackle and when you just pull out, like, body slam somebody just because you feel like it.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
You have to know when you're helping the team and when you're being a hindrance toward the team. And I'm just sorry. Like, the last one we got penalized for. I'm just like, bro, what is you doing? You looking like somebody stepped on your puma.
Well, you know what? Nick just lost his mom. I don't know. I'm not using that. I'm not using it as an excuse, but it was just strange. The play is totally away from you. The play is finished, and then you're just going to grab a running back and just body slam the man?
Right. He just picked him up and was just like, rah. Like he was
like, I'm letting my frustrations out at the wrong time.
Right. Go light a candle. Go pray.
Yeah. Go kumbaya. Pray. Yeah, something.
Yoga. Go yoga. Go sit in your meditation pose and be as in, because that's not it. Honey, you not know. And what if you would have hurt that poor man?
Oh yeah, he would have been. He got what a big fine for doing it. Plus, they would have been suspending him.